characteristics of this virus is a thick mucus that blocks the airways, and they have come to the realization that this must be cleared before they're able to treat this.
Last time on Sailing Balachandra, we swam with turtles in Hooper's Bay, then left Georgetown for Long Island, Bahamas.
If you're new to the channel, hey, I'm Noelle.
And I'm Dan. We're just a couple crazy Canadians. We sailed all the way from Halifax, Nova Scotia to the Caribbean, and right now we are sailing all around the Caribbean. We've come a long way, and we have a long way to go. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, just go down below this video and hit the subscribe button.
So we're gonna fast track here and give you guys an update on the coronavirus and how it's affecting us. I'm sure some of you back home, even just other viewers out there, curious about how us cruisers are dealing with this issue.
We're already well into the Caribbean, about halfway through our trip, which ultimately is going to be Grenada as our final destination for the hurricane season. And we are in the Dominican Republic. That's about where we got to when the coronavirus hit. There was a lot of time of uncertainty, maybe for about a week or so, where everyone was trying to decide, like all the other cruisers that we knew were trying to decide what they should do. Some people talked about going back home. I know our government asked for all Canadians to come back to Canada, so we had to consider whether that was the right option for us or whether it was better to stay here.
I had some friends messaging me all concerned, curious as to what our plans would be. And we figured that the safest place for us to be is on our boat. Seeing as that we had provisions so well, I went through all our provisions to ensure that we were stocked up. And it looks as though that we should have enough food to last us about 6 months if things really get hairy.
Yeah, we really dug deep. We got into all the bilges, and it turns out that the incident where we had really awful weather at Cape Hatteras, some of our compartments on the boat had flooded with seawater. We lost some cans, but that's a small loss, but it wasn't too bad. We still have tons of food left, and we should be able to survive. And it rains like crazy here in the Dominican Republic. You look at the weather report, and it says, oh, sunny all day, but then it'll rain like 3 times. We set up our water collection device here, like the first thing we did when we arrived in Dominican, and we've never had to buy RO water or any water of any kind since we've gotten here. It's raining so much that we were able to collect all of our drinking water, which is fantastic.
So we stocked up on diesel, ensured everything was full and ready. We were in Samana when Dominican Republic had announced that we will be under quarantine for 15 days, no flights coming in and out of the country. They are not granting dispatchios for us to leave. As Samana is a larger city and some of the locals are getting a tad desperate, we were concerned of people boarding and taking things from us in order to make ends meet. The Navy had allowed us to come to the national park on the other side of the bay, and they allowed us to stay longer than the 2-day duration that typically is all cruisers are allowed to have, staying here at the national park. Us and a couple of other cruisers, I believe there's 6 other boats here, we all came over to wait out that 15-day period. The city has closed off all street vendors. There's very few supermarkets open at the moment.
Just as we were leaving Samana, the grocery stores were being raided the way that they've been raided, I guess, all over the world. But Dominican was a little slow to be affected in this way, but I think it was the day we were leaving, the day before we were leaving, people started to panic and started to get crazy. And the Navy spoke to us and told us, you're better off going and getting over to this national park. And it's the only place we're actually allowed to go besides Samana itself. We're not allowed to move within the Dominican Republic by boat other than Samana. So this is really our quarantine zone.
It's unfortunate because we're trying to make headway and get to Grenada in time, and a lot of the boaters here are starting to feel a bit restless. We want to move to ensure that we do make it to Grenada in time for hurricane season.
If we happen to be stuck in Samana and hurricane season is upon us, and if Samana does get hit with a hurricane, we don't have very good protection here. There's another harbor in the Dominican Republic, which is a hurricane hole, they call these protected areas. It's a little bay that's surrounded by mountains called Luperon. We were there a couple weeks ago, and you'll see that in an upcoming video. If for some reason we aren't allowed to leave this country for 2-3 months and we get stuck here, we can try to get to Luperon, maybe if we convince the Navy that it's okay for us to travel there.
What's unfortunate about that is that our boat insurance will not cover us in the Dominican. Therefore, we would be riding out hurricane season uninsured.
This bay we're in here next to the national park is actually a lee shore and quite windy, and I certainly would not want to be here during any kind of a hurricane. Or even any storm at all, for that matter. It's pretty exposed.
On the plus side, things are reasonably priced. It's fairly inexpensive for us to be in quarantine here. We are trying very hard not to go into town at all. We do not want to get exposed. All the boaters are feeling the same. We recently found out that the virus attaches itself to clothing, so it's not just your hands and your face that you need to be worried about, but we also need to ensure to wash our clothing every time we do go in and out of town.
Yeah, I think it's clothing, hair, and something about metal. It can live on metal surfaces. So
it does not attach itself to pets. I was a bit concerned about Zeus for a while, but I am happy that I don't have to be so concerned about Zeus.
the park is called Los Haitisas. It's famous for its caves, and there's paintings in the caves, like original peoples from, pre-Columbian times, and it's quite amazing actually to see. This is also one of the set locations where they shot scenes from Jurassic Park. I know they shot some stuff for Pirates of the Caribbean here, so it's kind of neat as we see the park. We're trying to figure out, where these locations might be. It's kind of cool. So there are much worse places to be during the coronavirus outbreak and being under quarantine as we are.
Our little posse here for entertainment started a little Instagram chat, and we named ourselves Quarantilla.
Yeah, it's clever.
It's hilarious.
We all still have connection to the internet, so we are communicating boat to boat, both with the VHF radio, but it seems that Instagram is the communication of choice right now. So
we also started our own little cruiser's net on VHF radio on 68, and we've been doing our own little morning announcements amongst the crew. It's pretty sweet.
It's really good, actually. Today was the first one, and it was sailing vessel Timmy's Run from Canada who took it over for this morning, and they did a great job. I was really impressed. To all you out there who are wondering how we're doing, we are okay. We're safe. We're in a safe place. I think we're better off here than we would be in some of the other parts of the world, and here we're able to remove ourselves from the population, which is probably what people generally think about when they think about getting on a boat and running away from trouble ashore, like viruses and outbreaks and things like that. Get on a boat and get away. How much safer could that be? Right. But people on boats do need to go and pick up supplies. They do need to go to shore from time to time, and there is risk. And also, if you're in a zone that's dangerous, people could board you or steal something. We had one person in our flotilla had their outboard engine stolen back in Samana just this week. So, there are desperate people out there, and it's not as safe as it sounds always, but we do feel pretty safe here in the park.
There's not many locals here in the park, just a couple of rangers close by. We are in a beautiful spot to be under quarantine. We are finding ways to keep ourselves busy, constantly socializing with the boats around us. Mm-hmm. We are on day 3 of 15. Wish us luck.
We'll try to get another video up this week for you guys and get back on track with our progress. So look out for that video. Should be in a couple days.
Hopefully we have data in order to upload next week's video. If next week's video is not uploaded, it is because we are unable to recharge our data plan on our cell phone.
That's right, but we will try our very best to get that uploaded by hook or by crook. So far along this trip, even in remotest places, we've had luck and been able to upload videos. We'll do our best for you guys and try to keep them coming weekly.
I hope everyone out there is staying safe and taking the proper safety measures in order to stay unaffected by the virus. I am wishing you guys all the best, and my heart goes out to you.
Yeah, we love you guys. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed watching our video today, please don't forget to subscribe. Leave us a like or a comment. We enjoy reading those. And go back, check out our other episodes. There's about 50 odd episodes for you to check out.
That's 50 episodes for you guys to pick and choose from. That's a lot. That's half of 100. And if you guys haven't checked out our Patreon page yet, you should go check that out. There's content on there that you don't get on YouTube. It's there so that you can help support us. So if you feel like, giving back for all the work that we're doing making these videos, that's where you would want to do it. And, just check it out. And if you want to help out, awesome. Every little bit helps. Thanks, guys. See you later.
So the 10 steps that have been recommended to deal with this virus is, number 1, drink lots of hot liquids, coffee, soups, etc. Take a sip of warm water or warm liquid every 20 minutes. Number 2, gargle with an antiseptic in the warm water every day. Vinegar will work. Number 3, virus attaches itself to hair and clothes. Any detergent kills it, but you must take a shower or bath when you return from the streets. Number 4, wash metallic surfaces carefully because the virus attaches itself easily to these and can remain viable for up to 9 days. Number 5, don't smoke. Number 6, wash your hands every 20 minutes using any soap that foams. Wash your hands thoroughly. Number 7, eat fruits and vegetables. Number 8, animals do not spread the virus. It is only transmitted from person to person. Number 9, try to avoid getting the common flu and avoid drinking cold things. Number 10, if you feel any discomfort in your throat or have a sore throat, treat it immediately, and this will stem the onset of this disease.